Should have shaved.
Perfect.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken for the dust that we are, and to the dust we shall return. The From the Dust podcast features people who have had life-changing experiences. Here they share their stories and testimonials about how God can move and change a person's life. Welcome to the From the Dust podcast. Take a listen. Open your hearts and ears. Here's your host, James Science.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to From the Dust podcast. Again, I am your host, James Science. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, hope you are highly favored and highly blessed. If you have a story and testimony you would like to share, go ahead and hit me up at From the Dust podcast at outlook.com. That's From the Dust podcast at outlook.com. Voices need to be heard. Stories need to be told. Well, today, like always, I have a special guest, and this guy I grew up with since I was a little kid. If anybody knows me, this is the guy that knows me, and he's here to, share what was like us growing up and how he grew up. And this is bringing him in. What's up, Chuy? How's it going?
What's up, James? Right here, bro.
Chilling, man. Chilling. How's
Yup.
life?
Hey, man, can't complain, bro. Just right here, enjoying that quarantine.
Right.
On lockdown.
Right, man. How you doing with that?
I'm good, bro. I've been blessed to still be able to work, and I know a lot of people are out there struggling, going through all that stuff, man. But thank God I still got a job, got an Xbox for my boys, keep them busy. They don't go nuts right here.
Yeah.
Being on lockdown.
So Jaime's been on his Xbox more than he should, but at least he's not, out there and running around being a little brat in the streets, So
Right.
I'm thankful for that, man. Because I know we weren't too bad, but we were bad enough,
Well, if our kids end up doing the things we were doing, bro, I'm gonna have a lot of gray hairs real soon.
They're coming, bro. They're coming.
Yeah, I got a few too, man. Sure.
Yeah, I just don't want to go bald fast. So that's
yeah.
good.
I don't mind the gray. Bro. I'll be at I'll be cool with that as long as I ain't getting losing hair, man.
Right.
I don't mind the gray hair. Yeah.
So let's get into where did you grow up?
I grew up in the West San Fernando Valley, and when I mean West, I mean all the way west, the west end of the valley, Canoga Park.
The West End, and nothing like the West End, bro.
Yeah.
In the valley, bro. That's why I say that's where my heart is.
Mm-hmm.
How was it like growing up? What were some of the things that you seen out there growing up?
I mean enough, bro, to change my world. Enough to get me to start rethinking my life, man, and eventually, thank God's changing my life around. I got my family, third generation out there, and I've seen it. I've seen everything that goes on in that community. I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and I just thank God, that I am 35 years old. I'm still alive, and I thank God that I'm. It's not easy. It's not easy growing up right there, bro. But it is life changing. And I did change my life, man. I thank God, and I still love my community. Love the valley, man. And yeah, bro, it's good, man.
What were some of your experiences as a I know we didn't cause too much trouble, but we kind of dipped our toes into some things maybe we shouldn't have. What were some of the things you've done? Well,
I'm not trying to put too much stuff out there, because I think there's still a couple cases. But yeah, man, just I know our big thing was smoking, drinking, tagging, the graffiti stuff, catching those spots, So that was a couple of things. Those are more things, I could say about you, but yeah, we shouldn't really get there, man.
It's about you today, not about me.
Yeah, there you go.
I know, we grew up since you were in school, but what deterred you from the street life? Like actually getting, because I know we hung around some of the guys, but we didn't fully get into it because of certain standards?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that drew you away from that?
You know what? Like I was saying, you know, the fellas were right there. I mean, and I just remember talking with them, you know, and I couldn't really find, talking to them, and they'd be like trying to sell me, you know, the hood, you know, trying to, you know, get us to want to join. I really couldn't hear the real big benefit, you know. It looked good, you know. It looked good, you know. That the guys, you know, they had power right there, you know, and they had fear, and they had the girls, you know. They had a lot of things going for them, but I just keep seeing a lot of end results, you know. I've seen people losing their lives. I've seen them losing time and getting busted for long periods of time and all that stuff. I was like, man, like it really got me thinking, man. And then at the same time, I wasn't a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no tough guy. I felt like I had to be tough. I felt like I had to put on that, you know, that front just for my own safety, my own protection, you know. But I had a lot of fear, man. You know, I had a lot of fear, and at the same time, you know, I felt like I was gonna be picking up a beef that wasn't even mine, you know, because growing up, you know, I went to Northridge Middle School, so I knew guys from other areas, other communities, and I had love for these guys, you know. So to come to find out that I'm gonna eventually have to be going at it with them, and we run into each other, you know, it just didn't make any sense for me, man, you know. And even some little crews that I was into, I feel like I was still fighting my own fights, you know. I feel like I was still, you know, get caught sleeping by myself, and it was just, I don't know, man. It just wasn't, you know, it wasn't enough for me, man. You know, like I'm saying, I was fear. I had a lot of fear, man, and I felt like I want to be more like, you know, just a homie versus, you know, a gangbanger, you know. And then it wasn't until, you know, I lost my cousin. I lost 3 cousins to gang violence. You know what I mean? But the most recent one, you know, losing him, that just kind of like, man, I really gotta change my life around, because I don't know. I used to look at him like he was Superman. You know, I used to look at him like, man, this guy. I used to think to myself, man, I can't never picture this guy getting killed. I feel like bullets would just bounce right off of him, and you know, it came around. And the day came, man, and you know, he lost his life and everything like that. And I was like, man, like that right there got me to want to change. You know.
Yeah. We talked about that with
Mm-hmm.
actually your cousin Mario.
Yeah, yeah.
All of a sudden, people want to hit me up. Oh yeah, we talked about that because Mario. So people are listening and people are watching how small our world is and how our circle is. You know, so we talked about how that death affected all of us. You know, and I remember I remember that's what kind of did it to me too. You know, because I grew up with that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Mean as a kid in elementary, and seeing him in the, to be straight out, man, seeing him in the casket really
Mm-hmm.
it did a number for me. So that was one of the things that shook me too. But I don't know if you remember what we'll call him George from the neighborhood. I remember one night I was walking with his boy, and he grabbed me by the shirt and by the neck and said, "Oh, you're not gonna join my neighborhood, you know," and slapped me around. So those are some of the tough lessons I had to learn. Um, I know when we brought Mario in, that you brought him into the church, and we spoke about that.
Mm-hmm.
That you introduced him to acting, but
Mm-hmm.
he introduced you to another area of entertainment. Am I right? What was his influence on you?
He got me into like the music stuff. You know, he loved music. He loved rap. You know, loved hip hop. You know, so once he started coming to church, you know, that's what he wanted to do. You know, he wanted to, you know, start doing some rap for God and stuff. You know.
Yeah, so he inspired you. What were some things you able to do with your music and with him? Because I know you guys had a group together. Am I right?
Yeah. So, you know, the way I got into music, you know, we would do dramas and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
and so he, you know, he went and he wanted to start, you know, rapping before the dramas opened up. You know, so I was like, yeah, go ahead, man. You know, so he was, you know, getting into it, and I remember he was just like, he wanted to, you know, he needed some help, and I was like, you know what, I'm not into music, I'm not into rap, I don't know nothing about rap, but you know, I remember one time he's like, just be up there on stage with me. And I'm like, all right, cool, you know. So little by little, you know, I started like, oh, why don't you do a verse? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You know, so I was like, all right, cool, you know. But I was like, man, you know, I don't know nothing about this stuff. But I was like, I wanted to encourage him, you know, because I saw he had a passion for music. And I was like, whatever it takes, you know, I got to support whatever they want to do, you know. So when I first started, it was just to support him, you know. And I eventually liked it. I eventually got into it, you know, and so we started actually a few groups, you know. We started maybe, you know, when we started 2 groups, and we ended up, the last one was in one of the groups, you know, so I was 3 groups altogether for the rap, man.
Oh, what were some of your big experiences? Because I know you went to some far places, man, and did some cool things with that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But I think the best things that, you know, the two things I really miss from those things is the road trips, first of all, you know, because, you know, it was cool, you know, driving or flying, staying in the hotels, and, you know, I think that was one of the biggest things. Another thing was, you know, just you know, the times that we were able to reach people, you know, the times where people were actually broken, you know, and it might have not even been through the music, or it might have been through something that was said, you know, the one-on-one times, you know. But we had people, you know, that were actually broken at times, and, you know, it felt cool, man, you know. So it was fun. At the same time, you know, we felt like you know, there was impact on people, and I think that things were done in a time that they're always going to remember us. You know, they're always going to, you know, remember what took place that day. You know, and seeds planted, and, you know, watered, and, you know, it was cool, man. Great experience.
Right. I kind of you got me thinking. I kind of want people to know our history and how far we back. How far how long have we known each other for?
I think 3rd grade, bro.
So
3rd grade, right there. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Elementary school.
I sometimes when I'm talking to a guest, they bring up something, and if I can relate to them, and then I'll relate a story, or some of the things you can tell someone that says about me, that way, you know, a little bit about my background, my story, because you probably know more than anybody, bro. If
yeah,
that.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. James, he was very, very unpredictable. You know, right now that he's mellow, right now he's so chill right now, you know. But back then he was just like, he would get us into some stuff, you know. He was gonna get us into some stuff. He had a little mouth on him, you know. He liked to challenge people, you know. He liked to, you know, he I think he invented this, you know. There's a word now, but he used to troll people, you know.
Oh yeah.
He would like to push buttons. He was great, you know. Like it was like piano for him, pushing buttons, you know what I mean? And man, in me, I was more timid, and I'm more like a little more chill. So when he'd be like, I see him messing with people, I see him, you know, doing the little things, man. I was like, oh man, here we go. He's gonna get under people's skin or anything like that, you know. But you were, you know, you were a better people person than I was, bro. You know, you were the one always making friends. I mean, you were the ones, you know, out there, you know, you're hustling and stuff like that, man. You know, and I kind of just fed off of you a lot of times. I mean, because you were more social, and, you know, I think you were a little more friendly than I was too. You know, because I had a little attitude once in a while. But yeah, man, I think you guys did some stuff, bro. Yeah, walking through alleys. I don't know what you're gonna do in those alleys, man.
Alleys.
Lo and behold, that we are running. You know,
right.
Running from whatever it is you put and did.
And I had to think, like, well, grace of God, because there's some things I've done, you know, by the grace of God, you know, I'm still here, and I've stuck my toes in some things where had no business. But I just want them to know, even though you know you can be a believer or save stuff, there's still some times where no matter what you do or how good person you are, things come away. Do you remember the incident that happened in my front yard? We were.
No, you gotta be more specific, bro. There's been a few incidents in your front yard.
Yeah, my front yard. But I want people to know the person you are and the heart you have. When there was an individual that was shot basically in my front yard, and how you stepped out and, you know, basically saved his life. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, we were we were kind of hanging out right there, you know, and talking to one of the community members, and chopping it up, just right there talking with him, and then a couple of his friends roll up. So as they're meeting, we come back across the street, from where they're at, and then people come up and words are exchanged. There's a different community, and shots are fired, man, and we see somebody getting hit right in front of us, and I know it was a life-changing experience for me, man, because I mean we did dramas, we had shotguns, we had 40 magnums, so we're practicing some heavy artillery in those dramas. So I remember standing there, I'm just hearing a little psh, 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 and I was stuck. I was frozen, man. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. And they say, things happen, you freeze, you fight, or you flight, man. And we froze. I remember being stuck and just watching it all happen, like right in front of us, not even 20 feet away from us, man.
That's the type of community in city we lived in, but still, I seen you jump into action. I seen you basically, if you really saved his life, you showed afterward, you showed composure and heart, and this is where I believe I seen you have the heart for the community, because you were there praying for the guy. After that experience, what do you do now for your work? Let's talk about that, because you actually work with the homies, right?
Yeah. So right here for the city of LA, we are part of the GRID, and stands for Gang Reduction Youth Development. So I'm working in the Mission GRID, Panorama City, North Hills, and yeah. So I work with the community members from those areas, that
You
right
work with some hardcore people sometimes, right?
Yeah. Got from the youngsters to the older guys, stuff like that. We're dealing with all the stuff right there to a certain extent. We get involved to a certain extent, and we just try to do what we can, man, to squash things, and whatever we can to help a guy, whatever his need is, if he's on drugs, or if he just wants to get out of lifestyle or bad situation, or even just some food once in a while, if they just need a momo, whatever it is that the person needs, we try to just meet the needs, man.
So you're in the front lines, which a lot of people don't see. People don't really see the need that a community has. They always see the bad in people, but you guys see the good, right?
Yeah, I mean, because it's just I know what it is, man. I know what it is to be lost. I know what it is to be confused. I know what it is to be brainwashed. And fighting for something, believing in something, giving your whole heart to something that's like there's so much better things. There's so many better things out there that you can be dying for, or living for, or putting your life on the line for. And if I would have known the life I'm gonna have now, I know I would have got my act together a long time ago. I wouldn't have done a lot of things and put myself in a lot of situations I did. Because it's like before I thought I know what love was. But I got 4 boys now, and I really know what love is now. I mean, I know what it means to. This is what I'll die for now. This is something a worthy cause. Actually something worth dying for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Did you ever picture yourself being a father?
No, I never ever pictured myself being a dad, and I even got a little worried sometimes. I'm like, man, if I ever have a kid, I think I'm gonna be a bad father, man, because I didn't picture myself wanting to go to Disneyland, going to parks, and help you with homework, and I don't know, man. Once I become a dad, I love doing all that stuff. Love Disneyland, love playing football with my sons, get on the Xbox sometimes, and it's cool, man. I love being a dad. I love being a dad, man. Awesome.
That's good. If anything, what are some of the things you're thankful for that you have now, some of the things you're thankful for that you didn't have to experience that you have now that made you who you are today?
Oh, a lot, bro. So much, man. I think one big thing is like prison and jail and things like that. Because I remember as a young man, I wanted to do that stuff. I wanted to go to prison. I wanted, to have that reputation, and now I picture I can't even go one day without seeing my sons. You know what I'm saying? I can't even go, when we go and do our tours, when we were rapping and stuff like that, I would be day 3. I'm dying already. I can't see them, you know? And man, I just, I'm claustrophobic now. Back then I wasn't claustrophobic. Now I'm like, man, if I end up in the shoe, I go to the back, and it's like kicking back there, man. I'll go nuts, man. That's one thing. Drug addictions, not being strung out. I still feel young, I got the grades coming on right now, but I still feel like, okay, I'm cool, I'm 35, you know what I mean? I hope I don't look 35, and I just think the drugs, kicking drugs, it helped me, to keep my health, and that's another thing, man, because I don't know where I'll be at right now. Now if I have a shot out liver, my organs already breaking down, just my mind not all there,
Yeah.
and I guess just being able to go to school, being able to get a career. I don't know where I'll be working at right now. I don't know, minimum wage job. Trying to struggle to feed my kids. Just those are a few things, man. I'm grateful for that. And my dad showed me what it was to work at an early age, and I'm really grateful for him for that one.
Yeah, I can attest to that because one of my first jobs was you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he always taught me after you jump for the first job, oh, that's what's next. So sometimes I have my days where it's like I don't want to do nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the I tell people, every person I meet in my life, I try to take a lesson from them, and with your pops, he taught me how to, what's next, don't be lazy, don't be good, and he will always tell me, be a good father, so that I'm thankful for him, cause
yeah, man.
yeah, he was really on there. He was good. If you can give a word of advice to somebody that doesn't know what to do with their life right now, or is in a situation where they can't pull themselves, what would you tell them to give them encouragement and to go forward and do something good with their life, just like you have?
You know what? I'm trying to stretch. I'm trying to think, like, not just from a youngster's perspective, because I remember as a youngsters, if you guys are listening, it's not about today. I know you're not thinking about your future, but trust me, man, time flies. Before you know it, you're going to be older, you're going to be an adult, you're going to be out of these situations. And your current situation is not going to be like that forever. And I think that was my problem as a youngster. The older people, all I can say is, what, like, it's just about self-discipline, man. It's about, what you need to do. What's right. I know a lot of people don't got their fathers. They don't, they don't know what, certain things in life, but we do know right from wrong, and we gotta have that self-discipline ourselves. We know this is bad for us. We know this is gonna mess us up. We know this is not healthy for us. Do what's right. Do what's healthy for ourselves. Do what's gonna benefit us, in the long run, and I think that could just apply to everything,
Take heart, take listen, because I know you. I seen you do some. I mean, you weren't too bad, but I seen you. The heart you had to, and it came down to do things, and the heart you have now. It's the same heart. It's the same mentality. Whether it was to stir up some trouble, to have your friends back, that same heart has given you the heart for the homies and for the community, and that's cool, man. That's what I. So, man, I wanna thank you for your time, and
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Hopefully, these last, well, I have a few episodes, and which is cool because I put one out, and what's good about it is each time I put one out, I get a little bit of feedback, and I tell people, no matter what your story is, no matter how crazy or how not crazy your story is, someone's gonna hear it, and it's been doing that. So every time I put one out, I get a word from somebody. Well, I can relate to this person, and this person, his story changed my life. So just like with this, I know there's someone out there that's gonna hear this, and know it's gonna bless somebody. I'm guaranteed.
Oh, I hope so, man. Even if one person gets blessed from my story, I know it's nothing, crazy, but my life could have been taken a lot of times, man. I just thank God that I'm still alive, and I feel like I'm just so blessed, I'm so blessed, man. I feel like I nothing I would really change, maybe a couple more zeros in my bank account. But you know, other than that, man, I'm rich. You know, and I'm blessed, man.
People tell me, you want to be famous? Nah, I'm a famous in my father's eyes. I'm famous
There
in
you go.
man, right? That's all I need. But yeah, I love you, man, and I appreciate the time, and you know, take care of your family, bro. Love you guys, and
Yeah, love you too, man.
I'm,
Love your kids, man. Give my love to them. You know.
I will. I got a story that I got to share with you offline about Lily. You know,
Oh no.
yeah,
Oh no.
not, not bad, but
Okay.
um, you know, yeah, she's like a dad. I'll tell you that.
All right. Let me know if I gotta go down there, man.
Oh, bro, hey, no, nothing like that, but you'll know she's like
Okay.
her dad's blood in there. All right, bro.
Got you.
I'm gonna end with some music, and then we're gonna fade out. I love you guys. Take care of your family, bro. God bless.
All right. God bless, man.